Today's generation uses the Papua New Guinea kina in daily transactions, often without a second thought about its origins. Yet, this currency, which is so integral to the nation's identity and economy, has a rich and fascinating history. From the traditional trade systems that predated European contact to the modern monetary reforms shaping its future, the kina's journey is a testament to Papua New Guinea's resilience and cultural heritage. Understanding how the kina came into existence offers a unique glimpse into the country's path to economic sovereignty and national pride. Join us as we explore the story of the kina, a currency deeply rooted in the traditions and aspirations of the people of Papua New Guinea. Before the introduction of the Papua New Guinea kina, the region that is now Papua New Guinea had a rich history of trade and barter. Indigenous communities used traditional items such as shells, beads and feathers as mediums of exchange. This system of trade was deeply intertwined with cultural practices and social structures. The arrival of European explorers and colonizers in the 19th century brought significant changes to the region, including the introduction of foreign currencies. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Papua New Guinea was divided into the German colony of New Guinea and the British Protectorate of Papua. After World War I, Australia took over administration of both territories. During this period, the Australian pound became the official currency, replacing traditional forms of trade. The Australian administration sought to integrate PNG's economy with its own, promoting the use of the Australian pound and establishing financial institutions to support this transition. World War II had a profound impact on Papua New Guinea. The region became a significant battleground, resulting in widespread destruction and economic disruption. The war effort and subsequent recovery period saw an increased presence of Australian and American military personnel, further entrenching the use of the Australian pound. However, the war also highlighted the need for economic independence and self-sufficiency, laying the groundwork for future monetary reforms. The post-war period saw growing movements for independence across the Pacific. Papua New Guinea was no exception. As the push for self-governance gained momentum in the 1960s, discussions about establishing an independent monetary system began. The need for a unique currency was seen as a crucial step toward economic sovereignty and national identity. These discussions were influenced by the experiences of other newly independent nations in the region, such as Fiji and Samoa, which had successfully introduced their own currencies. In preparation for independence, the government of Papua New Guinea established the Bank of Papua New Guinea in 1973. One of its primary tasks was to oversee the creation of a new national currency. On April 19, 1975, the Papua New Guinea kina, PGK, was officially introduced, replacing the Australian dollar at par. The name kina was derived from a traditional shell currency used in the highlands, symbolizing a connection to the country's heritage. The kina was subdivided into 100 toea. The initial coinage and banknotes featured designs that reflected PNG's cultural diversity and natural beauty. The coins ranged from 1 toea to 1 kina, while the banknotes were issued in denominations from 2 kina to 20 kina. The designs incorporated traditional motifs, flora, fauna, and significant historical figures, fostering a sense of national pride and identity. The early years of the kina were marked by challenges typical of a new currency. Fluctuations in commodity prices, particularly in the mining and agricultural sectors, impacted the kina's value. Additionally, the need to establish public confidence in the new currency required extensive public education campaigns. The Bank of Papua New Guinea played a crucial role in stabilizing the economy, managing inflation, and maintaining the value of the kina. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Papua New Guinea underwent significant economic reforms. The government pursued policies aimed at liberalizing the economy, attracting foreign investment, and diversifying the economic base. These reforms included modernizing the financial sector and improving regulatory frameworks. The kina's exchange rate regime was also adjusted, moving from a fixed to a managed float system, which provided more flexibility in responding to global economic conditions. As Papua New Guinea integrated more with the global economy, the kina faced both opportunities and challenges. The country's rich natural resources, particularly in mining and oil, attracted significant foreign investment. However, this also made the economy and the kina vulnerable to global commodity price fluctuations. The Bank of Papua New Guinea adopted measures to mitigate these risks, including maintaining foreign exchange reserves and implementing prudent monetary policies. Today, the Papua New Guinea kina stands as a symbol of national identity and economic sovereignty. The currency has evolved, with new banknote designs and security features introduced to combat counterfeiting and reflect modern advancements. Looking ahead, the kina faces challenges such as inflation control, economic diversification, and the impacts of global economic shifts. However, with ongoing reforms and a focus on sustainable development, the kina is poised to continue its role as a cornerstone of Papua New Guinea's economy and identity.